We are here with my buddy Jan from Velomobile World. Jan, how are you?
Pretty good. Nice to see you, but we saw you already yesterday evening.
Yeah, we had a little preview of Velomobile World yesterday. Let's start talking about some products and what the buzz around right now is on the Bülk.
Yes.
And so I want you to tell us about the Bülk.
Well, the buzz is also pretty much about the ambassador program we started in November, I think, last year. And it's also on buzz because this is the only Velomobile which we have, which is very quickly adaptable. So you can adjust the seats very quickly in case of you want to share your Bülk with friends or family. That's a big fuss. It's a bit between the SL and the GT. So I hear a lot of comments, especially from Ben Parker, from the trumpet player on YouTube.
That's right. From Minnesota.
Yeah, from Minnesota. He says the Bülk is still a little bit small for the American size people.
Excuse me? What? I don't know what you mean by that. All right, well, let's go on.
They're wilder shouldered, more muscled.
Yes.
Muscled, and
you're good. That's good. No,
it's okay. But this is between the SL and the GT, and we have the same speed as an SL, but more people fits in it. It's more practical. So there's a lot of downsides from the SL and the Milan compensated with this Bülk. So Jens Boekbesch is together with Bülk, the designer of the Bülk, and they have about 20 years of experience. So they took all this knowledge from the last 20 years and dropped it in the Bülk. And they also took the time to develop it. They've been almost 2 years in development. And we didn't say anything about it because we didn't want to make a fuss already before we are finished, because then we need to rush it, because people are like, when it comes, you're like, okay, let's finish it. And in this way, we could take the time. But it's very hard to not say things, because you always have a slip of a tongue. I say things that I shouldn't say because it's still secret, and then one says it, and then he tells another friend, and that one put it on the forum, in the German forum, and then it's
open to the world at that point.
Yeah, then it's blow the door out.
All right, let's do two things. First of all, you mentioned the ambassador program, talked a little bit about it, but I think maybe we could explain a little bit more about what that was for the American program, and then you, I think, also have expanded a bit. Tell us about what is the ambassador program?
Yeah, well, the ambassador program is, I don't know, can you see the stickers on the? Okay, that's great. So what we do, we put stickers on the bike, so we make more clear that it's a bicycle. We have also Velomobile World, we have the QR sticker on it, so people can scan it and get more information. So the ambassador program is more to make more awareness. Hey, this is not a crazy person who just built his own Velomobile, because that's what I hear from a couple of people from America. They were like, "Oh, you built it by yourself." And now there's a website in it. We have everything. So we want more awareness of like, hey, this is an opportunity for a second car, or this is an opportunity to cycle faster with less energy. So that's what we try to get aware, and they get also a financial discount on buying the bike, but also when somebody buys a Bülk because of your work, you get another discount.
So you incentivize these, in this case, American buyers of the Bülk. They can go around and advertise, because it's all over the Bülk, and build interest and excitement around where they are for people who see it and may be interested and find out how they might be able to do it.
That's the goal, and we will expand the program also.
So maybe we can take a step back, and maybe there are people who don't know much about velomobiles.
Yeah.
And of course, we think that this is a great starter. But so for someone who doesn't really know, but it seems intriguing, tell us, why would they want a velomobile like the Bülk? What would they use it for? What are the advantages of it?
Well, in Europe, we use it also pretty much for everything. It could be a lifestyle changing. Personally, I use it for going shopping. I go to the gym. I go for just a nice ride to get my head a bit clean, or get some thoughts out of my head. In Holland, when I lived in Holland, I used it for commuting. Right now, I have no commuting distance anymore, so yeah, I have an 80 meters commuting distance, so the Bülk is not really suitable. If I would have a job on the office, like an engineer or another office job, it will be, yeah, you could easily, we have clients who drives mainly for commuting and going to friends, family. They do 20,000 kilometers a year. The record is 35,000 kilometers a year, and that's pretty insane.
Okay, so comfort, right? I mean, it's comfortable to ride one of these. You're laid back in a recumbent position.
Yes.
Weather protection?
Yeah, well, we have, of course, these aerodynamic benefits, because the air is flowing much sleeker around you. This generates a much higher speed. So you can cycle longer distances with the same energy you use. So it's not only like, oh, I can faster, but you can also, we have a limited energy amount in our bodies. When in Europe, 10 years ago, a car had 80 horsepower, and it was like a pretty fast car. Now a car in Europe have 130 horsepower, and you guys have 200, 300 horsepower.
Well, we are a little larger, so we need a little more horsepower to get us around.
Apparently. But
Yes.
as in our body, we have like 250 watts. So you need to be as efficient as possible to go to work with that energy you have.
How about giving us a tour of the Bülk, if you would?
So we discussed already the aerodynamics. One very big benefit is the seats. So instead of sitting on a tiny seat and having a pressure on your bottom side, we have here a big seat with a fancy seat cushion. So the pressure on your bottom sides will be
it will be expanded across your back.
Yeah, expanded across your back. So that makes it way more comfortable. You can sit way longer in it without having pains. We have, for example, here some floor mats. This is not special for this model, but in case of you have some moisture build up, especially in the cold weather, you have some cold moisture building up and it collects here. And if you have this beautiful floor mats, then the moisture is below it and there's some holes and then the water is leaving you. So this is all kind of things for making sure the drive is as comfortable as possible. You can make long trips with it. This is a special made for the USA. We had it already, but we make it now in combination with also lights in front of the Bülk. And because you guys have such a high SUVs, I thought to make it to make a lot of light there, in order that we have the light as high as possible, as intense as possible. I did this. This is my private bike. This one, I made it for myself because in Romania, driving habits are also not that great, and people were complaining that they couldn't see me. Then I assembled this 3 LEDs, and I never hear this problem anymore. It's flashing and it's really. It's annoying.
How about some more of the mechanicals? The steering here is a little different than the previous Bülk. What do we have here?
Well, we have here the prototype for the tank steering. We will have this tank steering hopefully in 3-4 months in production, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not happy yet with every detail. The first version was it steered too heavy. Then we had a version which was still a bit heavy, and now we have it steers really nice. But if there comes like a pothole or the road is bended, then the bike has a little bit tendency to go to the right, and I don't want to have this. It's not that aggressive, but I think we will work still on another version to tackle this problem.
Jan, what is it only personal preference between tiller steering and tank steering, or is there some advantage or disadvantage of one over the other?
There's a big part is personal preference. The tank steering, it makes it really easy to sit around, and it's very spacious, as you can see. To stepping in and out the bike, it's really nice because it's very spacious. With the tiller steering, you have here the tiller, yeah, which makes it a bit crowded. But the downside from tank steering is here you have a lot of luggage space. And if you have tank steering, your elbows will be there. Mm-hmm. So you lose some luggage space. And for some people, that's no problem. And for others, they say, yeah, well, I like to go shopping. I like to go camping, because also many people just take it, drop the tents in, everything in. For weeks they're gone. Or shopping. So it's pretty much where do you use it for. If you do only commuting, there's so much space here behind the seats that you can bring some nice clothes with you, your laptop, all kinds of stuff. So we just spoke about tank steering and this, and we have here. So here you have a lot of luggage space, but you can have here behind plenty of space for bringing some clean clothes, a laptop. So if you use it only for commuting, this is big enough. There's a lot of space. Here you can there's a little shelf where you can dump, you can let your wallet, keys, all kind of small stuff there. So that's all kind of things to make the Bülk also really practical for use.
The drivetrain, you can tell us about your particular choices there. And suspension, I think people are interested in knowing why it's so comfortable, and that goes there. Yeah. So how about we start with the drivetrain? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, we have quite some options available. We have 11 speeds, and you can have a double blade front. On our website, velomobileworld.com, you can also see all the options and configurations which are possible.
So tell us more about the drivetrain. What can we see here?
So here behind we have the rear derailleur. So we made a little cover in order you can reach the rear derailleur. Here we have, of course, the rear cassette. There's the 1152 on it. You can see that I drove it a bit. Get my fingers a bit dirty now. Yeah, so here we can have the 11. We have the rear cassette, and in the front we will show you now.
I can see it, okay.
So here in the front we have another cover. So we make two covers in order you can reach your drivetrain. If you want to change something, clean it up. So we take it really easy with a Velcro. And yeah, here it is. This is also, here we have, I don't know, yeah, you can see it on the camera. So here you have 4 simple screws. And with that one you can untie it, move it backward, forward, in order to adjust the pedal length for the driver. And here we can have also 2 plates or 2 chain
derailleur, front derailleur, you talking
Yeah,
about?
front derailleur and with the blades. In this case I have only 1 blade because that's my personal preference. So you can have a lot of gears.
Okay, Jan, what is this cutout here on the hood?
Well, this is called the Nakaduct. It's for a couple of reasons. It's for the airflow. So the airflow, you can open and close this one. If you want to have a lot of airflow, you open it, of course. This airflow comes in here, and as you can see, my fingers are sticking out here. So it generates the airflow straight in your face in order you had a nice fresh cooling. And the second reason is also if it's raining and the water is pouring down, it collects in here, and it will drain here out of the bike.
Brilliant.
So you doesn't get it on you in that way.
Good.
So here is we try to make everything simple and easy as possible because we need to make it light. Of course, we can make it way more fancy, but this is how we adjust it. You push it back and forth, and it stays on the position you want. It looks simple. It is simple because we want to keep it simple. In case of things breaks down, people can fix it at home. We need to make it light, everything, and that's why we make it always as simple as possible to keep out complexity.
All right, wonderful. Can you explain, maybe show us a little about the suspension?
Yeah, well, we have two suspension options in the front. So we have the comfort and the sport. The comfort, we have, of course, more comfortable springs in it, and we are a little bit higher. So like a centimeter higher as with the sport version. Because the comfort version, we believe that people use it in the daily driving. And then you need a little bit higher to have all the obstacles to clear. And the sports are more rigid. That's for the front. The rear, there's two options. You can have with air suspension, with damping. So that one is really comfortable because of the air damper. It can react way faster than the spring because always the spring needs a little bit time to react. And the road is probably pretty. You get really fast impact. So the air suspension can handle that better, and that's an option. But it makes it again a little bit complex. So that's why in base we start with non-complex, and if somebody really wants, that's fine, no problem. The motor visor, we have this one assembled. It's a standard motor visor. We took it because we want to make things easy and simple. There's also an option that we can have a wiper. So if it's like pouring rain, and you don't want to drive like this because the rain is pouring in your eyes. For example, I was driving a month ago and I had like between rain and snow. I had to drive with the visor open because I didn't assemble a wiper, and it was going straight in my eyes, and it was pretty annoying because I was driving downhill with speeds over 60 miles an hour.
It's painful.
It's painful. So in that case, I would have closed it and used just the wiper. I did not assemble it myself.
So Jan, thank you so much for the wonderful tour of the Bülk and everything that you do at Velomobile World, which is amazing. So the ambassador program, all the other things that you do, thank you for spending a little time with us at the Laidback Bike Report.
Yeah, thank you also for coming, and have fun today. I assume you're going to make some more interviews still, yeah?
We figured once we talk to you, that's it.
I don't believe you.
Thanks.
I don't believe you. Have a great day.
Bye. I wanted to thank our amazing sponsors here at the Laidback Bike Report at Spezi 2023. Who are they? Let's see, Radical Design, HP Velotechnik, Bent Revolution. Let's see, we got Jersey Bents, Falco E Motors. We've got TerraCycle.
Yes.
Let's see, Connecticut Yankee Peddler. And anybody else? Andrew at Trailside Trikes. I think
forget him.
No, for sure not. So, guys, thank you so much for supporting us at the Laidback Bike Report here at Spezi 2023. All right, guys, go on by. That's amazing. Look at them.